Alright, hello everybody, welcome back. This is the final stream of past Devil May Cry games leading up to Devil May Cry 5 later tonight. We are going to be playing DmC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, and this is the version with all of the content. This is the version of the game that not very many people are a big fan of, but it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. Let's look here. Okay, and we're just gonna start in on mission 1. Now, I'm not sure if this will have any effects on, like, YouTube or anything. It's just more or less the fact that this game, like I said, is not well liked. I mean, it's got Bloody Palace, it's got Virgil's Downfall, it's got all the pre-order DLC for Dante. That it basically came with the game when you pre-ordered. And we've basically got everything here that needs to be here.
We've been kept asleep in a manufactured illusion for too long. We must wake up.
The masked lunatic you saw there claims to represent an organization called the Order. Now this group
Hey ho, Dante.
claim responsibility for several serious attacks in recent weeks. He is undoubtedly a traitor and a terrorist. And
There are Comic Christ posters on his walls, I just now noticed that.
one way to do it. Illegally shoot the son of a bitch.
This is Bob Barbas, just doing God's work.
Dante, get out of there! You're in danger!
Dante, this is basically borderline illegal.
You want?
You were careless. You left a trail. Now he's on to you.
What are you talking about? Who's on to me?
The hunter demon. He's here. He's dragging you into limbo.
Demon stuff.
It's too late. You're gonna have to fight your way out.
Now we're entering Limbo, the main source of gameplay in this game, and the level design. And I gotta say, Ninja Theory did a great job in its level design, because
Bad day for
this is really well made, and this is also running at the original series theory of, well, not theory, but of 60 FPS at 1080p, if I remember correctly. Okay, there we go.
Missed.
So far, so good.
Time for rebellion. You want to fight? Let's go.
This game, aka the redheaded stepchild. Well, technically Shattuck, and how's it going, buddy? I say that Devil May Cry 2 is the redheaded stepchild. And for those who didn't really follow what was going on around the time that this game was in its development cycle, through all of the massive fan backlash, I know, from all the research I've been doing, I know exactly what was going on, what it all transpired, why the game was made, and if I'm being fair, everyone just immediately threw a goddamn fit when it wasn't how they originally wanted it to be. They wanted this to be its own thing, but that's not what Capcom wanted. This is one of the bigger contentions. Everyone, and back when it first was announced, got on about the look. And Ninja Theory originally wanted a Dante that was in line with the original version. However, every time they brought something that looked closer to what Capcom had originally made, with the first, second, and third, and fourth games, they constantly told them, go back to the drawing board, do it again.
Target practice. Right on cue.
And so Ninja Theory was basically just doing what they were told. At that point, I would have just quit. Probably, but again, Tamim and his team thought they had what it took to actually do this. Now, granted, yes, they did bring Hideaki Itsuno and some members of the Capcom Japan team in to actually help them continue working on the game. But that's where everything sort of fell apart. Or is after a while, Ninja Theory started getting death threats. I'm sure we all know that one.
I want to help.
And due to the constant amount of criticism and death threats being levied at Tamim and the company, they basically just decided to start doing the wrong thing and lashed out at fans. Which again, not professional, not something that should have been doing, but had everything been received favorably back in 2010, we wouldn't be here right now with this game being as hated as it is.
Where'd she go?
So I levy the blame on the fans and Ninja Theory equally. But I'm a Devil May Cry fan that doesn't really give a shit. I like the games. Always have, always will. Well, just because a select group of people don't like an attempt at a reboot, yeah, there were the journalists, and there were a few mainstream review sites that actually did like DmC. IGN, GameSpot, then again, we can't really trust those guys. But one uploader I do trust... Wait, Devil May Cry 5 bet, no. No. Yeah, Jim Sterling, he likes this game. Yahtzee from, The Escapist, I'm not sure if he was a big fan of it. I mean, he criticized the game in his review, yes. Then again, I never pictured Yahtzee for liking a game series like this, so... But Ben, just so you know, Devil May Cry 5 is not bad. It's actually, from what I saw in early reviews from like IGN, GameSpot, I'm not sure if Polygon has gotten their hands on reviewing it yet, but it's favorably the best in the series across the board from what I've been seeing. But I haven't really been seeing any, like, big name spoilers. Yeah, and again, come tonight, I will be playing the game for the streams again, so for anyone who actually is able to show up, that'd be great. But I'm not gonna force the issue. I mean, if you guys got other people who you'd rather watch play the game, that's fine. One of the characters I I'm really looking forward to playing, though, is the new character, V.
Hey, get down here and fight!
Ben, getting back onto the subject of journalists, though, nice. But in relation to, like, the journalist thing, though, Shattuck.
Get lost.
Well, happy early birthday, man.
Oh, shit!
Your birthday is like a day after Sekiro comes out. But, getting back onto the subject of journalists, though, there was one YouTuber I know of who basically made it his mission for the fans to basically rail this game into the ground. Now, he did say that he was saving his opinions for when the game was released, but as his whole videos for, quote, the fans kept getting bigger and bigger, he just changed his opinion in an instant, which is kind of hypocritical if you ask me.
Not good.
But I'm referring to the main, well, not really mainstream video YouTuber, main event or event status. No, Renegade Operative actually made This Is How You Don't Play for DmC, which I need to put onto my channel when I get a laptop again. And Ben, I did look at the rant for Wings of Redemption. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm also going to be looking later on after the stream probably at the video about Low Tier God. Okay, that's it. And now we've reached the part where people, including Angry Joe, say this was a slap in the face, and I actually have to disagree on that one. It's an Easter egg, it's a nod to what the character originally looked like, and it's a red herring as to where he's going in terms of character development later on. But Angry Joe's argument stemmed from, you expect me to believe that a wig flies through it. Well, true, but still, it's a red herring to show that he'll eventually get white hair at the end of the game. That and this is also primarily made because there's still a good majority of people out there who bitch about the hair design and the hair color.
Wait. It's working. You can fight him now. It won't be easy. Hunters are brutal fighters.
So am I.
Contact! Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Attack its face!
Oh, you feel it now, don't you?
Whoops. Got it.
Does it hurt?
You really believe a wig would be in a devastated carnival and end on his head, perfectly on his head? That was the quote. That was Angry Joe's quote. Yeah, it was. And of course, to finish his little quote there, it was like, no!
Poor mother.
It's only there to
know
say,
my mother, but
fuck
if you're
you
calling me
guys,
a
we
son of a
think the
bitch,
new
you
emo Dante is better. Eat our shit. And again, Joe obviously had no idea of what was going on in terms of the whole backlash and the fighting between Ninja Theory and the fans. He obviously had no idea about the death threats being thrown and the criticisms levied at the company, which only had 2 good games under their belt at the time. And Main Event is obviously one of the people who's like, oh, if I remember correctly, Main Event had said something along the lines of, you cannot have so few games under your belt and expect to take on something as popular as Devil May Cry. And again, there's still a lot of people out there who would just love criticizing this game, and I can understand that. It's not a perfect game by a long shot.
He wants to meet. Please? I helped you back there.
I didn't ask for your help.
But one of the big reasons why this game was made was Capcom being from Japan and had no idea the big popularity the game had here in the West.
We know all about you, Dante.
So they basically thought, this game series is not appealing to Americans or to the English or anyone in the west side of the world. Well, because of the sales of Devil May Cry 4, that's how they got that opinion. And yes, Devil May Cry 4 in 2008 was the best-selling game in the entire Devil May Cry series. The downside is they wanted to outsell every single game that came out that year.
It's just a matter of time.
But Devil May Cry 4, in terms of its big sales, lost to the more popular Call of Duty and Gears of War 2. Yeah, I have to agree there. I mean, I never played Destiny 1 or 2, and I don't really care to. But, so Capcom basically did what they did throughout the mid and late 2000s, and they outsourced one of their popular series. Yeah, outsourcing their games didn't really pan out for them in the long run. I agree with that, Ben. And it's not just ripping off Halo, despite it being from the same developer or studio. It's also basically ripping off Warframe and basically any form of a science fiction MMO.
That's the idea.
The demons are amongst us, Dante. They are enslaving mankind. The world is asleep.
Yeah, Shattuck, I just mentioned that.
Helpless.
It's just...
We're fighting back.
Destiny, much like Anthem, is actually pulling from a lot of more popular games.
We are the last and only line of defense.
Defense?
Never played Star Trek, so I wouldn't have an opinion on how Destiny is necessarily ripping off that game, but...
World leaders, bankers, pop stars. We can hit them where it hurts.
Now, this is the thing that I love about DMC right here, is the mainstream media in the game is literally making Virgil's organization out to be like these big terrorist groups, when they're not. They're just a small group of hackers.
Amazing.
Now, granted, the facility they're running doesn't give you that impression.
Dante, it really is you.
Well, yeah, I know, but there is a video game
You don't remember
for
me.
Star Trek.
No.
It's actually free to play on the PS4.
How much of your childhood do you remember?
Not much. I had meningitis when I was 7. Wiped my memory. Why?
They told me I had a car accident that resulted in total amnesia. Age? 7. You are not human, Dante. All war is fought with deception, and you have been
Now,
deceived.
going off of
Your past has been hidden
old
from you for a
Virgil's
reason.
voice
Rewind a bit. Who are you again?
and new Virgil's voice,
My name is
who
Virgil.
sounds more intimidating? Because, like I
established the order
said
to help
during
find a
Devil
way
May
to fight
Cry
the
3
demons.
East stream
Besides swords
earlier
and
this
bullets, you
week,
mean?
Virgil's
weapons can win
voice
battles, but not the
from
war.
Dan Southworth
We use force, yes. but we also
was
use intelligence,
nasally
politics, propaganda.
because he
You
was
really believe you
sick.
can make it then?
Make a dent. With the two of us working together, I believe that we can defeat them.
So that's what this is about. You need me to fight the demons, help you save the world.
What else were you planning on doing with your life?
You guys do seem really nice, but I'm more of a loner type. Trust issues, work alone, that kind of thing.
Dante, I don't think you understand what is at stake.
If you want to leave, turn your back on me, I'm powerless to stop you. But you'll be making a grave mistake. Not just for yourself, but for mankind.
For mankind?
Yes.
What makes you think I give a shit?
Now, I
Please
did
give me a
make
chance
mention
to show
that
you.
there is at least 2 YouTubers I found who do like this game besides Jim
You really
Sterling.
are.
And that would be David Ratia. I will try to link his channel into the description when I get my laptop later, or this year. But there's also a YouTuber who did a analysis of the series named Foxcade. Foxcade basically, whoa, that's wow, that was some glare. But Foxcade did for 2 years now a retrospective analysis of the entire series, and
This was your home.
I don't remember.
pin back a pin.
Cat, open the gateway.
But in relation to David Ratia, he actually said that he liked this game, and again, Foxcade and David all know. Basically, all the research I have given you guys is so far mostly came from their videos, because well, I don't really have a laptop, so I can't really look around for this stuff.
Doesn't smell too good. What's in the can?
They do, so that's how they're able to get all this info.
Wiccan recipe: sea salt, shark oil, iron shavings, desiccated squirrel semen, wolf hair.
Good stuff.
Go ahead. The house holds secrets. I found mine. Now it's your turn.
How'll I get back?
We'll take care of that. Just be careful. You can get rough in there.
I like it rough.
Oh, god damn it, Dante.
Is this really going to work? He doesn't seem to care.
He's raw. Just like you were when I first found you.
Now then, in David's video, he did point out that Dante at the start of this game doesn't give a shit, and he more or less is like, yeah, well, I don't care what you have to say, I'm just gonna live my life. That is completely changed by the end of this mission here.
So this was my home.
No, I had absolutely no idea
show me your
what the hell
secrets.
you were talking about, dude. Dude, I just read it.
I remember this place. And who the hell are you? Sparta. My dad?
change the look. If the reboot design is actually getting a little old, after this mission, I will change to another costume.
You're up next. Tough guy.
I mean, like I said at the start, this is the definitive edition of the reboot. Thusly, it is going to have of every single pre-order or costume from when the game came out in 2013. And now we are getting our first demon weapon, even though we were using the weapons in combos originally, so it doesn't really matter. What?
Not so tough now.
The sword, basically like Dante said at the beginning of the game in the first mission, time for the Rebellion. And Rebellion in DmC got a redesign. And if I'm being fair,
Who's there?
This redesign for the sword is not my favorite look. I think they were trying to make it look more realistic to an actual, like, longsword. Or just without a guard. And if I'm being fair, they kinda missed the mark. What did they miss?
Dante.
What are you on about,
Did
man?
I hear that right?
I know what's on about the sword, but this is one of the missteps that Ninja Theory took in redesigning things. Is they tried making in Rebellion more realistic, and they kind of missed the point. And like I said, this is not the version of the sword that I like.
All war is full of deceptions. You'll be deceived. Your past has been hidden from you for a reason.
And there's the giant statue of Sparta. But yeah, Shattuck, in relation to changing his costume, I can't really do that mid-mission.
Am I dreaming?
Okay, that part was a bit of Stargate for a second. Yeah, basically, whenever Dante finds something of interest during a mission, it'll basically teleport him to this little astral plane of existence, where, if I'm being fair, the platforming in DMC is done much better than it ever was in the other games. But the point I'm getting at is,
out you come.
He'll come to this astral world, and he's gonna have to break apart these chains on this statue.
Get over here. What now?
Alright, and now we are entering... We have broken the first chain.
Dante. It really is you. It really is you.
Alright.
Okay, so what else have you got?
What
the hell happened here?
We've got to get out. Now!
However, I do have to say, this may be the most divisive video game reboot, and yet, I gotta say this. The 2013 to 2014 Tomb Raider game was also a divisive reboot. And yet, that one was received more favorably than this.
Come on. How did they find us?
I know that voice.
Which, again, that's kind of hypocritical in hindsight, because they also kind of redesigned Lara Croft in that reboot that Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix had put together. And in the first game, she wasn't even trying to raid any tombs. She was basically just going there to explore the island of Yamatai, if I remember correctly. It's been about a year and a half since I beat that game.
Dante.
Fucking demons.
One of the things, though, I'm looking forward to when Devil May Cry 5 comes out later tonight is when people start putting bigger reviews out. Excuse me, that you're not seeing from, like, IGN or GameSpot. Is I'm really anticipating there to be a lot of hateful "this game sucks" style reviews. And just so I can laugh at how stupid they are. Or one of the guys I know who's definitely going to be doing that is a uploader named Philo Films, which Ben, if you want someone to look at and rant about, or if that friend of yours could rant about him, that'd be great. Philo Films is that kind of uploader who thinks he knows better than anybody.
You, get after her. Down there. Cover the doors. Move.
And one of the things that kind of bugs me about his content is that he eats during videos. And I'm like, that's very disrespectful to your audience there, man.
Get away from me! Get...
Young Defiant, I know for a fact, is also going to try and rail this game into the ground like he did with Kingdom Hearts.
A blue rose.
Yeah, I can say it in the chat, no problem.
This was your home. I don't remember it.
Like, this is one thing that really got me annoyed with him is... he basically said that Fallout 76 is Game of the Year when that's far from it. Anything that deserves Game of the Year in 2018 is either Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, or Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Game of the Year for 2019 is definitely Devil May Cry 5, because we've waited 10 years for a return to form for the series. Warn you, if he starts bugging you, not necessarily my fault.
How much of your childhood do you
the Shield of Bathos. Here's the thing, though, that kind of bugs me is Eva's hair is blonde in the original games. Her hair is red in the reboot.
Her name was Eva.
But in the original game, Sparta's hair is white, which kind of coalesced to Dante and Virgil having white hair. But in the reboot, his hair is black like Dante's.
We were a family.
And it doesn't make any sense as to how Virgil is the only child in this one to come out with white hair.
The demons found us. When they broke in, I saw him.
And he saw you, but he didn't see Virgil. So he's under the assumption there was only one child of Sparta at the time.
She gave her life so that we could escape.
And yes, for those who are wondering, if you're wondering, Ben, Dante and Virgil are not half demon in this game. They are Nephilim, offspring of angel and demon. So Eva in this game isn't.
It is safely amongst the humans.
She's an angel in this game. Jesus Christ, why is he?
That's why it all went black.
Eating everything. Because that's what he's doing. He's either a troll who has no idea how to properly critique something, and he's just doing this for the lulz, or he's being drop dead serious, and also, it's like I said before, still completely idiotic. So I have no idea how he's able to get away with doing this, or toxic, yeah. Quote DSP, why am I toxic? Sorry, had to.
I'm getting out of here. Keep going.
Yeah, but it's so weird. I have no idea why Philo does what he does, but it bugs the crap out of me. And of course, I know what the one thing people would say is like, well, why watch him? It's like, because I'm trying to find one positive thing, and there's nothing.
I've been looking for you for a long time now. Our mother gave these to us. I think she knew that this moment would come, that we would find each other.
Now, this is the thing that
Our father, Sparta.
We're pissing you off. Yeah, there's that too.
A fate worse than death, they say. He's never coming back.
Now, this is the thing that I love about the differentiating between the amulets. In Devil May Cry 1, both of the perfect amulet was basically the same amulet design and just put together. Then in Devil May Cry 3, the perfect amulet was changed to have Virgil's be gold and Dante's silver. The downside to that being the gem was red for both still. I like this difference in the amulet colors. They have a similar design function, but the gemstones themselves are different. Dante's is red, Virgil's is blue. That is something I like. Okay, we're here in the skin menu for Dante and his shotgun and his two demon weapon. Well, his demon and angel weapon. And we've got here is the standard look for Dante. This is the look you unlock after beating the game. So like I said, he would end up with white hair anyway. Then, if you beat the game on Son of Sparta, you get this costume, which is basically the reboot design, but without his jacket. Then we get into the pre-order stuff with the classic Dante, even though this is technically Devil May Cry 3 Dante. So why not? Yeah, kind of like that. But there's one thing though that bugs me about classifying this as classic is this is technically Devil May Cry 3's look. If you want classic, you go to Devil May Cry 1, but it's just called DmC 1 Dante. Hey, and that really bugs me. But other than that, we have the Dark Dante costume, which is actually one of the costumes put forward through in terms of concept art and possible character designs, but they didn't use it. I mean, for his main design, but they did put it in as a alternative look. Then we have another one that's part of the conceptual possible base designs for Dante, but then it was just put as an alternate costume, much like the Dark Dante. And this is one that I actually really enjoy. Who will win, Dante or Guts? Ooh. That's actually really hard. I don't know. If I'm being fair, I do not know who would win that. I mean, Guts would probably win because he's fought demons before, but he's never fought something like Dante. So, chat, what costume would you like me to change into? Any? Alright. And of course, for the weapons, there is these, and they're very over the top, but I'm not going to really change into any of them. Alright, jumping into the next mission. Alright, Ben.
You remember this place?
Yeah, I remember coming here.
My mother used to bring us here.
Tell me everything.
Some things have always been. There have always been angels. There have always been demons. And there have always been at war. 9 millennia ago, one demon rose through the ranks to take power over the dark hordes. The strongest, the cruelest. Mundus. But Mundus did not rise alone. At his right hand was his most trusted lieutenant, his blood brother.
Sparta.
But Sparta betrayed him. He fell in love with an angel, Eva. The secret union between angel and demon was inconceivable. But it happened. And with it came new life. Twin boys. You and I. A hybrid of the warring angel and demon races. When Mundus learned of Sparta's betrayal, his fury knew no limit. He hunted the lovers down. Eva was murdered by his own hand. And for Sparta, he demanded a more brutal fate. Endless punishment and pain. But even as Eva was destroyed, and Sparta was imprisoned for eternity, each knew that the seed for their revenge had already been sown. Because according to legend, the only beings that can slay a demon king are Nephilim, a hybrid of angel and demon. Those hybrids now exist, you and I. Mundus believed that only one child was born, but there were 2 Nephilim, and each had been hidden well. Sparta armed his sons. The rebellion for Dante. The Yamato for Virgil.
So, Mundus killed our mom and imprisoned our dad.
Yes.
And we're the offspring of angels and demons.
Demon father, angel mother. We are Nephilim. The only ones that can slay the Demon King.
Good.
How? Spotter. Fucking demon collaborators. You're being dragged into limbo. I'll find Kat. She'll get you out. Stand firm.
Okay. Alley-oop. Alright. And down. Oh no, what am I ever to do? It is a demon with a chainsaw. Oh no, that was so challenging.
Dante, the gateway's ready. Come on. Dante, over here.
Over there.
Can you get across?
I'll have to find another way.
Yeah.
Another blue rose.
Oops. Well, I'm a bit of a wank. Got it. Now, obviously, this is when I would have learned how to angel glide. But I already knew how to angel glide because I've played this game like I don't know how many times. And for anyone who's a fan of the old games, yes, I do find it to be very awkward for new Dante to be wearing the outfits from old Dante.
Getting the hang of this.
Welcome back, man. Haven't really missed much.
You don't remember me.
Flying rats.
Why did you keep that?
Cat, on my way.
Now we're gonna have a bit of a jarring transition.
Silver Sachs Tower, the world's most powerful investment bank. And who runs it? CEO Kyle Ryder, a human vessel, the physical manifestation of Mundus, the Demon King. Through debt, he controls everything. To Mundus, the world is a factory farm for human souls, and he likes to keep his animals monitored and docile. The monitoring is done by the Raptor News Corporation, a global network of CCTV cameras, satellites, and spies. The way he keeps us docile is a little more insidious.
What is it?
It's in your hand. Planet Earth's most popular soft drink, Virility. The demons have spiked it. It's okay. It has no effect on us, only humans. Phlebotomy in a can.
I love the Dante gift that looks like, I didn't touch it.
A conduit from which Mundus draws his power. While he's connected to the Hellgate, he's immortal. But we get him away from the Hellgate, and our swords will do the rest.
So, how do we do that?
We get his attention. Mundus is petty. He's impulsive. If we hit him where it hurts, let his anger rule him, I believe we can draw him out.
Okay, so, to kill Mundus, we need to drag him away from the Hellgate. We do that,
by pissing him off. Roughly speaking, yes.
And we piss him off by taking out the Raptor News Network and Virility.
That's it.
Which one do you want to do first?
Is that the marker from Dead Space? No. Oh, for the record, this may be the 5th game released. This is not Devil May Cry 5. This is DmC Devil May Cry. Hey, there's a total difference with that. Devil May Cry 5 comes out later tonight. And that's actually what is known as Silver Sachs Tower. But this is going to be the last mission we do, because I've got other things to do today in preparation for
Mundus doesn't know I exist, so I'll remain hidden until we're ready to strike.
The stream for Devil May Cry 5.
She will be your guide.
It'll kill you.
I don't know. I mean, Ninja Theory was pulling from a lot of various sources for this game.
Come on. Cat, drag me into limbo.
What? How?
The camera spotted you. They must have been looking out for you. You'll have to take it out.
I know. Here comes trouble.
I'm not safe here.
And go. I'm gonna get up there and rip you apart.
Nope.
Hey, Snake Eye.
Epic badass heavy metal music. Yeah, they either use heavy metal, thrash, or death metal for this game, which suits this Dante in terms of his personality and the way he dresses. Because to actually refute the argument that this Dante is, quote, emo, I can actually throw out that he's more of a punk, because Tamim himself said he was pulling from things that were underground. And he was aiming for the angst, to quote him, aiming for like the angsty teen demographic for this game, which kind of stupid if you think about it. But what do I know about what people like anymore? Or I'm the kind of person who heavily criticizes something if it's got a big negative response. Kind of counterintuitive to this game, whereas I actually quite enjoy it. Yeah, and I kind of like it as well. Well, it's not one of my more preferred methods of music, but I've got nothing wrong with it. Anyone who's looking to criticize DMC is mostly using the argument of, oh, he dresses is weird and it's not.
It's the walls. Get out of here.
Yes, it is. Basically, the one big argument anyone ever pulls out to why they don't like this game entirely is mostly just based off of how he dresses and the way his hair is designed, and they immediately is like, oh, emo. No. Emo is, number one, the shorter term for emotional. It's also, if you look on the wiki for what it is a way of dressing. It is a fashion statement, not a personality. See you, Ben. Got him, and yet I got hit. Alright. Yoink. Get out of here!
One more.
Over here, Dante.
Hey, Cat.
Clear. For the time being. Over here.
Never seen a witch use a spray can before.
Those spells can take hours, if not days, to prepare. So why not can it for instant use later?
And they do with cheese. Where'd you learn this stuff?
Virgil taught me the basics of demonology and occultism. Built a natural talent for it. Said it would help me to focus on something constructive instead of...
Instead of what?
Instead of focusing on nightmares. Okay. There you go. Shit. Cops. I gotta go. I'll find you.
Now, of course, guys, one of the bigger things that I've come to the realization of is...
Take out the camera.
Whenever someone doesn't criticize this game and says they don't like it in terms of the ungodly amount of cursing, and I have to say, being hypocrites much, I mean, dear God, Angry Joe, when he reviewed the game, swore like a sailor. So what the hell's the problem? That and 95 to 100% of the time, an American will curse a lot in their day-to-day life. I mean, hell, I do it all the time.
Come on then, you little shits. And we're good to go.
God, it's like Limbo City wants to kill me. That's exactly the whole premise. The city is alive and it wants you dead. Oof.
Great.
Hey, Agent. Yeah, the game is really good. Just like I've said throughout the entire stream, there's a small minority of Devil May Cry fans who don't really like this game, which, again, I can understand, but it's also misguided as fuck. That they're being mainly hypocrites about it. I mean, you're free to not like a game, but you need valid points other than I don't like his hair design, I don't like how he looks, how he acts. None of these are valid critical points. They are personal preferences, if anything else.
Cat, you there? Can you hear me? Who invited you, fat ass?
Oh yeah, that's why I've been streaming all of the past games this entire week. prepping for tonight's stream at midnight for when I do Devil May Cry 5. Ooh.
The fatter they are,
the harder they
fall.
Dante, it's chaos out here, but I found a way out.
Where?
Up there. I marked it.
Dante, run!
I am running.
Nope, you're falling.
Dante, run!
I am running. Seem to drag on forever.
Church.
The police have released footage of the terrorist responsible for the recent attacks at St.
Yeah, I pre-ordered mine a long time ago.
He goes by the name of Dante. Remember his face, people. If you see him, inform the police immediately, but do not approach him. He has a history of physical violence and is a known sexual deviant.
This is Bob Barbas, just doing God's work. Yep. That was a little sight into the Raptor News Company. Yeah, it makes sense that despite that anyone would want to get the game, because I mean, it's going to be a great title. Now, it was just changing costumes there. Yeah, but sorry that you came in a little late there, Ancient. I mean, I know you probably had other stuff that you were doing. But this is basically at the point in time where I end the streams. However, tonight at midnight, when Devil May Cry 5 is finally unlocked on my console, well, I will be doing the entire game all in one stream. Now, people would be like, now that's insane. That'd be like 15 hours of gameplay plus the cutscenes. Not... Yes. That's why I say I'm getting it done tonight. It's 20 missions long. It's not going to be that hard. Anyway, some reviewers have said that Devil May Cry 5 is going to have at least 15 to 16 hours of content. But if you think about it, you can get the game done in just a few hours. I mean, Matthew Matosis did a commentary on Devil May Cry 1, which was like a 2-hour-long playthrough. Because obviously he knew where he was going. With 5, I'm not going to know where the hell I'm going. But this is the point of the video in the stream where I say, have a wonderful night, everybody, and join me tonight for Devil May Cry 5. But I am going to say this, much like I said with the other games, if anyone wants to see me do full playthroughs of these games from start to finish, just let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat during Devil May Cry 5. And if you guys want to see DmC Devil May Cry's DLC, Virgil's Downfall, also let me know about that. And again, once the stream goes off, I won't be able to see any comments coming in through the chat. So just leave it in the comments of the video itself. I'm a Shadow Strike, and remember, keep everything in the shadows, everybody. Bye-bye!